was born in Saudi Arabia, which is why we call him our little prince. His last job was as a mannequin for J. Crew. He's got the face of an 8th grader in his glove compartment. He's on our list of 40 under 40 who look like they're 14. He's like Peter Pan. He doesn't age and will never marry a woman. He has the face of your nephew and the politics of your dad. Host of the Guy Benson Show and Fox News contributor Guy Benson.
Those are priceless.
We are back. It's the Guy Benson Show. Thanks for listening. GuyBensonShow.com. Podcast always free. That was just a sampling of some of the generous introductions I received on the new-ish show of my next guest making his debut on the Guy Benson Show. He is the littlest host with the tallest ratings. Co-host of The Five and the new king of late night.
That is true.
Greg Gutfeld. It is great to see you in studio.
I am so happy to be here. And it's just, I can't believe this is my first time just with you.
Yeah.
You know, but.
Well, in this context.
Exactly. We won't get into the other context because it's filthy. But yeah, it's great, huh? I love those introductions. When you pile them on each other,
yes,
that's how it works. It's a long game. People don't understand that. It's a long game. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to have them all so it's one person and it's just relentless.
I had forgotten about the one. He has the face of an 8th grader in his glove compartment. That was a dark intro.
I think I wrote the second part of that, the glove compartment.
So how do these get written?
Well, it started. I mean, it was obviously started at Red Eye, and it was my idea because a friend of mine's band. I had seen a friend of mine's band, and they introduced all the members like, "He's 6'5", runs like a deer, playing drums, Dave Lombardo," and I'd be like, I should do that with my guests. And then I got so obsessed with it. I mean, I would write them, and then other guests who loved them, like Allison Rosen, wrote thousands of them, and she wasn't even working for me. I can't remember if Andy and Bill wrote some. They might have. They probably did. But it was like, yeah, I'm sure we did like a round robin thing. Like it's kind of like how you do magazine captions, where you take it goes around the staff like a picture of something, and people write on it. That's how we did it.
And that started on Red Eye.
Red Eye, yeah. And it's the hardest thing. People get it's very hard to do Tyrus and Kat because you're doing it every day.
Right.
But it's easy to do you because you're on like once every 2 weeks. But it's nobody else does it, and it's just like something that I can't settle on just saying, "Hey, we're here with Dana Perino." It's got to have something else.
Does anyone ever get upset?
Some people might get shocked if it appears that I might cross a line, or if
you would never do such a thing,
or if they think that I'm making fun of them, but I never do. I don't think I ever do. Maybe 15 years ago on Red Eye, there might have been a person, or 14 years like that, was like never seen the show before and was like, "What the hell's going on?" But I think it's like we've been. You know, everybody knows what's going on that show now. Like,
people get it.
Yeah, it's all teasing. It's all ridicule. It's all like getting under people's skin, and it's like it is like a nightly roast. And people don't. I don't think people understood where it was going until it happened. And I told Tyrus and Kat that it was like, when we're here every day, it's going to just morph into a roast because that's the way. That's how Red Eye became just an insult factory. You know, and it's like the best part. If you can't insult somebody, you don't like them. That's a fact. If you see me next to somebody and I can't make fun of them, it's because I honestly am not interested.
Then you must really like Brian Stelter because those jokes happen all the time. I will just say, in terms of the support and the fandom of this show, not to blow smoke, you know this, but in the last couple weeks, I was talking to one friend of mine who's in his mid-20s in Colorado. Mm-hmm. He watches almost every night. He'll occasionally engage in some Colorado-type behavior and then tune in.
Yes, who
Loves
wouldn't?
it. Who wouldn't? And then I was just in Georgia over the weekend, and I was at a dinner party with a bunch of retirees who watch every single night, and they freaked out when I mentioned you guys should come to New York and be in the audience. They're like, we're going to come. They're huge fans. How do you talk about and sort of explain to people who maybe have heard about the show, haven't tuned in, why has it been so successful? Because you went from a show that didn't exist not long ago to beating all of these long-tenured, on-air comedians who have staffs of dozens of people and millions of dollars of network TV money behind them. You're beating all of them.
That upsets me. The amount of money and support they have. just blows my mind, but I'll get over it soon, I hope. But okay, number one, the key to success too. There was a hole there that needed to be filled. We knew it. You could tell. Was I ready for it? I wasn't sure. We talked about it for a while, and I didn't want to do it because I felt I wasn't ready, or I didn't want the hassle. I was already doing a weekly show and the 5. I was exhausted, but how much more work would this be? You know, I've said this. I told Tucker this, on Tucker's show that I actually called Tucker, and Tucker convinced me to do it. And so if I was describing the show to somebody, it's a good mood. There's it's a good mood where you're with your friends and you're just making fun of each other. There is politics. I'm not a liberal, but I'm also almost all of the insults are directed at the host. Like I call myself out constantly for being a complete idiot. And I think that's disarming to people who might not like Fox to see, my God, this guy actually has a certain kind of he can see himself. He's not like, I don't take myself seriously.
No, you don't get mad because the question I get all the time after I do your show is, does Greg ever get upset with you when you make fun of him? I'm like, no, that's the whole point.
Yeah, no, I never get happier than when somebody rips me, because that means it's a group. We're a group, and that's the best part. That's what I love. Like Red Eye with Andy just would insult me constantly, and I would insult Bill, and it would just be this constant back and forth. It's just that's just the way people. It's a disarming way of communication. Takes the edge off politics, social problems.
Yep. And the show gets less political as it goes.
Yeah, it's
right? Like A and B block, there's a lot of politics, and then it's off to nonsense land for a while.
We call it, what is it? What's the haircut? It's got the party in the back, serious up front, party in the
mullet.
Back. Mullet. It's a news mullet. So it's serious up front, party in the back. But the mullet keeps growing more and more, and the serious stuff you get bald. So now it's just
receding hairline.
You get a receding hairline, so it's all bald. It's all like, when you see Jesse without his toupee.
Oh.
And it's just like disgusting.
It's a little water shot there. He's very sensitive about that.
I know. Well, it's like, own it, Jesse.
And he does not have a toupee. For the record, as a fact check. Here's the other thing about the space.
It's a hair system.
The hair system is something that he can comment on perhaps if he comes back on the show. He's a very busy man these days.
Yeah, apparently.
He's got 2 shows.
Yeah.
But the space that you play in, sort of like this sandbox of late night TV, I think part of the reason that Gutfeld has been successful, aside from you and the team and Kat and what a cool group, the rest of the landscape is so boring. Mm-hmm. They are all the same in so many ways. They are predictable. They either are terrified to make a joke about Democrats, or they are just a Democratic super PAC. Mm-hmm. And it's like people haven't learned the lesson of Fox News for 25 years, that people might want something a little bit different sometimes.
You know who they listen to only? Their publicist. That's all. The least humored person on the planet
is a publicist.
Yeah, because I worked in magazines and I had to deal with them. People representing celebrities. They'll scare the crap out of you. They'll blackmail you with like, you'll never have this person on your show, and I represent all these other people. That freaks the producers out, so they got to be nice, and they get these celebrities on that are actually really fun to look at. But when they open their mouths, it's like, okay, I've seen enough. Turn the channel. And the celebrities are a great advertising, morsel, so that works.
Right.
But other than that, it's we make our own celebs.
They're like, we have Brad Pitt tonight. You're like, up tonight, Guy Benson.
Yes.
Like, I can't compete with that, but it's more fun.
You're our Brad Pitt.
Well, let's put that in my intro tomorrow. I'm on the show tomorrow. Our Brad Pitt. Let's write it down.
By the way, tomorrow's show is going to be great. Got Harlan Williams. I've been trying to get Harlan Williams forever. He's so funny. Pretend you know him.
So that's tomorrow night,
yes.
11 p.m. Eastern, along with, every night, 11 p.m. Eastern. It's Gutfeld on Fox News Channel. I want to break real quick, Greg.
Yes.
Because when we come back, we have a quasi-surprise guest, a special guest, a blast from the past that we want to ask about you, your favorite topic.
Barry Bonds?
We couldn't get him.
What's the guy, the quarterback?
No, Tom Brady?
Tom Brady?
No, so yeah, you're clearly very close with
We're all
Tom.
went to Sarah together. Okay.
Nope.
Greg Jeffries. Lynn Swan? Was it Lynn Swan?
5th on the depth chart. We're going to take that break before he keeps rattling off names. Greg Gutfeld in studio with me here in New York. It's the Guy Benson Show.